How many times have you heard this? Everything you think you know about Italian taxes is probably wrong, and I get it. The internet is filled with experts and online websites that will tell you exactly what you want to hear. They promise you a very simple life. They tell you there are loopholes. They say that Italian tax system is easy to beat, and that you can save a lot of money if you do what they tell you. 99% of the cases, the information you're getting online is not just wrong. It's dangerous, it's irresponsible, it's unfair, and it's costing people their life savings. In this video, we're going to deep dive the three biggest lies about Italian taxes that are very common nowadays. We're going to compare, analyze the bad advice head on with real numbers and real stories. And we're going to show you how painful the truth can be like. And nobody else has the courage to share. So let's go straight to it. The number one lie that I can think of is you only pay taxes in the country where your company is. This is my favorite overall. People online, and social media especially, will tell you that if your company is in the United States, or in the UK, or in Germany, you only pay taxes there. They will say your Italian remote work is just a vacation. This is a complete and total lie. It's a myth that has cost people hundreds of thousands of euros. The truth is, Italy has a legal concept called permanent establishment. Without getting, too much boring legal definition about this simply means that if a foreign company, through you, has a fixed base in Italy for a certain period of time, that company is considered to have a taxable presence there. Your apartment, your co-working space, your home office, that can be seen as the company's fixed base. Let me give an example. Let's meet Mark, a software developer from Canada. He was working remotely for a Canadian tech company earning a salary of $120,000 per year. He rented an apartment in Florence. He lived there for a year. He believed it was fine because the contract in force was with a Canadian company, not with an Italian one. But the Italian tax authority didn't care about his contract. They audited his Canadian company. They explained that by working in Florence for over than 103 days, Mark had created a so-called permanent establishment for his employer, for his client. They said that a portion of the company's worldwide profits has been generated in Italy and therefore subject to the Italian corporate tax. So the tax bill was not just for Mark only. It was for his Canadian company. On a portion of the global profit, let's say 400,000, was linked to Mark's work. So the company was hit with a corporate tax bill for over 196,000, plus interest and penalties for back taxes. So this single misunderstanding put a massive weight on Mark's relationship with his employer and led him to being fired later on. So his dream of living in Italy ended in a financial and professional and personal disaster. Let's deep dive on the rule or lie number 2. If you don't register, they cannot find you. This is the most dangerous one of all and a favorite among the digital nomads. They believe that if you don't sign up for residency for the municipality, the anagrafe or the questura, if they don't register with the local comune, they are invisible. They will tell you just to, fly under the radar and move around every 6 months or so. This is not just a lie, it's an invitation for a financial disaster and for a very painful cheat. The world is not just, what it was 30 years ago. Tax authorities now can get to a network of information that is very effective. They can find you, and they will. They have access to your bank accounts, to your bank records. Every international wire transfer you receive, every credit card transaction you make, they have access to your utility bills, the water, electricity, and gas bills for your apartment. They can track your phone's location data. They can get information from your passport and your visa. They can see your rental agreements. The Italian tax authority is relentless, and it doesn't sleep. When they decide to audit you, they can reconstruct your entire life. Take the case of Sarah, a fake name. An American freelance writer who was earning about $80,000 per year. She was a real digital nomad, moving every 3 months. She was told by online forum that she was safe as long as she never officially registered with the municipality here in Italy. She was living in Rome, Venice, and Milan, receiving money from the US clients in her US bank accounts. For 2 years, she lived this way, believing she was invisible. Then, she got the letter. The tax authority had found her. They used her rental contracts and bank statements to prove she spent more than 103 days in Italy. Her entire 160,000 of 2-year income was considered unreported income. The penalty was impressive. They applied the highest rate, around 43%, and they added the penalty up to 120% of the taxes due. So a total bill for just these 2 years was over 150,000. Her bank account was frozen, her savings were gone, and she had to leave Italy in debt. And she was not a criminal, she was just misinformed. But in the eyes of the law, that made no difference. Now let's face the lie number 3. A remote contract with a foreign company means you're not an Italian tax resident. It's a lie. People believe that the type of contract they have, a foreign one, determines their tax status. They think that their remote part of the job means they're floating in some sort of tax-free space. The truth is, your tax residency is determined by where you physically live, by the way you live. It has nothing to do by the contract with a piece of paper, where your employer is, or with the currency you get paid in. If you live in Italy for more than 103 days in a single year, more likely you are an Italian tax resident. Period. And this is a legal fact, not a suggestion. The consequence of believing these lies are pretty invasive. You think your taxes are being taken care of by, your foreign employer, but in reality, you must file a separate tax return in Italy for your worldwide income. And ignoring this is really a ticking time bomb. What do all these 3 lies have in common? They promise a simple solution to a complex problem. They sell you a dream of an easy life in Italy with no rules. But the reality is that the Italian tax system, even though it's complex, has a set of rules you must follow if you want to succeed. You have a choice. You can continue to listen to the bad advice, the gurus, the websites, posters who have no responsibility for your financial future. You can take the gamble with the tax authorities. They won't find you. You can believe that. Or you can choose to face reality. We truly believe in a different approach. We believe in providing the truth. We don't promise easy loopholes. We provide diagnosis, not a prescription based on one-size-fits-all myth. Your Italian dream should not be built on foundation of lies. It should be built on foundation of trust and professional knowledge. So what's next step? Stop listening to the noise. Stop believing the lies.
At Studio Rigo, we provide tax and strategic guidance for those navigating international complexity with significant interests in Italy. We work quietly, precisely, and always with the long term in mind. If you expect nothing less than clarity and control, you'll know where to find us. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.